Hi guys, this is week 3 of my 2016 Clean and Organized Home Challenge. This is our last week in the kitchen and then we will move on to another room. On Monday, I want you to clean out under your kitchen sink. I do have an organization video for under my kitchen sink and it will be over on the right side. You can just click on that bar, or if you want to watch it later, it will be in the description box. So first I want you to look in your cabinet and see if there's anything in there that you need to get rid of. Maybe you just stuffed something in there and you need to throw it out or donate it. If there are cleaning products that you don't like and you never plan to use, there really is no point to keeping them. So first get rid of anything in your cabinet that you do not want in there. Now that you no longer have anything in your cabinet that you don't want to keep, we are just going to wipe everything out. So I usually just start on one side and wipe it out. This is only going to take you about 1 or 2 minutes because the dishwasher is going to be doing the work for you, but we are going to clean the inside of our dishwashers. So what I want you to do is just look around and see if you have a little grime going on in there and just wipe it. Sometimes little food particles will stick on that edge there or along here, and you could, wipe this down so that there aren't any fingerprints or anything. And then to clean mine, all I do is just fill a measuring cup with 2 cups of vinegar and I just set it in there. You'll want your dishwasher to be empty. And then I recommend running your dishwasher in a high temperature. I also want you to wipe out your garbage can. This should only take about 2 minutes. Today I want you to wash your oven mitts, hot pads, rugs, and aprons. Now if you have a ton of hot pads and oven mitts that you never use, now is a great time to declutter them. You really only need a few. I just have 1 oven mitt and a couple of hot pads and that works fine. So I am just going to scrub the stains out really quickly. I'm using the Shout Free, which is 99% natural. It works just like the regular Shout. It just doesn't have that toxic smell to it and there are no dyes or anything. So I just spray it on and use an old toothbrush that I keep in my laundry room cabinets and I just scrub the stains. Don't hate me, but we are also going to clean our ovens. I know it's not a very fun thing to do. We want to start inside because we're going to let the cleanser sit a little bit in there. Now, I do have a newer oven, so it isn't very dirty, but I do use it all the time, so there is a little bit of stuff. I think a sweet potato spilled out on there. I also have a self-cleaning oven, so that makes it really nice. I am just going to let you know what I used on my old stove, which wasn't self-cleaning, and I do try to use natural products as much as I can to clean. This is a little hard for me to show myself doing because I'll be working inside of the oven and my arms will be in the way and it just isn't going to pick up well on camera, but I will explain the best I can. So I like to use baking soda and peroxide, or you can use baking soda and vinegar and just create like a little paste. I don't really have measurements. I just pour the vinegar or peroxide in and then the baking soda until it forms a paste. You can use any kind of brush that you like. I'm actually just going to use this little scrubber. I would recommend wearing gloves. It's hard for me to work the camera with gloves on. So if you have a lot of stuff on the bottom of your oven, what you can do is just dip your brush or your scrubby pad into the mixture here and just spread it around on the bottom of your oven, and you're going to want to let it sit for at least 15 minutes, but the longer the better, and just let it work on all that gunk. And then it's going to wipe clean, which is really nice. If you want to take your oven racks out and wipe those down with the same mixture, you can do that. Mine aren't all that dirty. I'll probably just clean them really quickly. I like to spray my door with vinegar and water and let it sit on there for a little bit, because sometimes there's little sticky residue on the inside of your door. While that is sitting on there, I am going to clean the top of my stove. I do clean my stove as part of my nighttime cleaning routine. I usually just wipe it down. I have found that the best cleanser for a gas range, the stovetop anyway, is a little bit of dish soap and water and a rag, because the dish soap is going to cut the grease and things that get splattered on there. So I just took my burner covers off and put them in the sink, and I also have my grates over here. I am just going to wash all of this with dish soap and water. It cuts the grease and grime really well and gets them nice and clean. If yours are extra grimy, if you haven't cleaned them in a while, you might want to let them soak in the sink for a while with some soapy water, and that will loosen everything up and make it easier for you to clean. Now, if you have an electric stove, I would recommend using the cleanser for those. And to get the grime off, I used to use this little scraper here. I got this at the Dollar Tree, but they probably have them at Bed Bath & Beyond and other stores. But this is really great because it's not abrasive at all. It's not going to scratch your stove top, but it will help to get anything that's stuck on off of your stovetop. I scrubbed my stovetop with a little bit of dish soap. It honestly wasn't very dirty because, like I said, I clean it after dinner. But to get it nice and shiny, if you want, you can spray it with some vinegar and water. And I mentioned this before, but I have 1/3 of the bottle with vinegar and then the rest with water. And I just spray that on and wipe it with a dry cloth, and that way there won't be any streaks. Then you're going to want to wipe down the outside of your stove. So you want to get the little knobs. I'm just using vinegar and water, or you could use glass cleaner. You'll also want to clean this drawer down here because crumbs and things fall in there. All clean. Now, I'm sure you have crumbs on your floor like mine from your oven while you're cleaning it. I'm sure crumbs have fallen. So just do a quick sweep of your floor and then you're done for today. For Wednesday's task, I want you to wipe down everything that you keep on your countertop. So if you have decor or fruit bowls, if you keep small appliances like your blender or toaster, your knives, coffee maker, all of those things, just wipe them down really quickly. Don't forget to remove the crumbs from your toaster if you keep that on your counter. If you have a spoon and spatula holder like I do on your countertop, you'll want to take all of those out and clean the container because sometimes crumbs get in there. If you keep your salt and pepper shaker out, you'll want to wipe that down as well. You'll also want to clean your coffee maker. I just got mine not that long ago, so mine doesn't need to be cleaned yet, and I want to make sure that I clean it properly. I have a Keurig, and I believe you are supposed to empty the water and fill it with vinegar and let it run through, but I just want to double check. I always use vinegar to clean my coffee makers, like a vinegar and water mix, but you'll definitely want to either look at your paperwork that you have with your coffee maker, or just Google it and make sure that you do everything that you're supposed to so you don't ruin your coffee maker, because no one would want to do that. Today I want you to wipe down your light fixtures. I usually just use a dry rag to remove the dust, and it's just a quick and easy thing. Now, while you're looking around up top, check and see if you have any cobwebs or anything in your corners, and you can knock those down as well. I also want you to wipe down your baseboards just in your kitchen. We're going to get to the other rooms when we declutter and deep clean those rooms. I just use a damp rag, and this is great because you're going to have dust on there, but you'll also have things that may have spilled on there when you're cooking and things, and you don't want it to be too wet because it's just going to smear the dust around, but if it's just a little damp, it will clean anything that is spilled on there. And I just go across really fast, but you do want to make sure you get into any crevices that you have, and while you're at it, you can get the corners of your kitchen as well that your mop might not hit, and just go around really quickly. Today, I want you to clean your kitchen windows. I love just doing one room at a time. It doesn't feel so overwhelming. So I like to use vinegar and water on my windows. And again, I use the same mixture that I use on many different things in my home. I fill my spray bottle 1/3 of the way with vinegar and the rest with water. I have no streaks. It's the best thing I've ever tried. I also want you to wipe down the front of your cabinets and drawers. Now that might seem like a lot, but if you just move really fast, it should only take a few minutes. You don't have to, spend, 10 minutes on each set of cabinets or anything. Just go fast. And if you see a spill, just wipe it really quickly. I mean, really about 15 seconds on each cabinet should be sufficient, and just move around really quickly. I hope you have a great week of deep cleaning. Please let me know how you do in the comments below. And if you are on Instagram, I would love to see your pictures. Remember to use the hashtag 2016 How Jen Does It Challenge and tag me, How Jen Does It. I will leave a link to my Instagram below along with the hashtag, and I can't wait to see how you guys do. Thanks so much for watching.